You are sitting in a quiet room, or perhaps you are walking down the street. You see an object in front of you. Let us say it is a simple cup of coffee. Inside your mind, a voice speaks, but it does not say the word coffee. Instead, it says the word in your native language. Then your brain immediately starts working. It searches through a mental dictionary. It finds the translation. It matches the letters. Finally, after a few seconds, your brain outputs the English word coffee. This happens for everything you see. It happens for everything you want to say. You see a beautiful car, and your brain translates the word car. You feel tired, and your brain translates the phrase, I am tired. You are constantly building a bridge between your native language and English. Every single word you speak must cross this bridge. But here's the problem. Crossing that bridge takes time. It takes energy. It exhausts your mind. And when a conversation moves quickly, that bridge breaks down. You cannot translate fast enough. You feel stuck, tired, and deeply frustrated. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our quiet space. If you are tired of constantly translating every single sentence in your head, I want you to relax your shoulders, take a deep breath, and listen closely. Today, we're going to talk about the hidden engine of fluency. We're going to learn how to tear down that mental bridge and start thinking directly in English. You do not need to memorize thousands of new words to do this. You do not need to move to an English-speaking country. You simply need to change how you talk to yourself when you are alone. Make yourself comfortable. Let the pressure go, and let the English flow. Let us begin. Most English learners are taught language backwards. In school, you are given a word in your native language, and you are told the English equivalent. You learn that A equals B. Because of this, your brain creates a permanent habit. It treats your native language as the master copy and English as a cheap copy. When you want to speak, you look at the master copy first. But true fluency means you do not have a master copy. When a native English speaker sees a cup of coffee, they do not think of a text word. They simply see the object, and the sound, coffee, is immediately tied to the physical reality. There is no middleman. There is no translation. To speak English fluently, you must remove the middleman from your mind. You must connect English words directly to images, feelings, and objects, not to the words of your native language. Right now, your brain is like a computer running two heavy programs at the exact same time. Program 1 is your native language, Program 2 is English. Every time you want to say something, your computer has to copy the data from Program 1, paste it into a translator, and then send it to Program 2. No wonder your mind goes blank. No wonder you feel exhausted after just 10 minutes of speaking. Your mental computer is simply overheating. We need to turn off Program 1 completely when you are using English. We need to let your brain run naturally. So how do we train a brain to think in a completely different language? It starts with very small, silent steps. The first step is what I call naming your world. You do not need a partner for this exercise. You don't even need to speak out loud. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, look around your room. As you see objects, name them silently in English. Look at the window and think window. Look at the door and think door. Look at your shoes and think shoes. Do not say the word in your native language first. Go straight to the English word. If you do this for just 2 minutes every morning, you are rewriting the pathways in your brain. You are teaching your mind that the physical object in front of you belongs directly to the English language. At first, your native language will try to interrupt. It will try to scream the word you have used your whole life. That is completely normal. Do not fight it. Just gently push it aside and repeat the English word in your mind. Table, chair, phone, sky. This simple exercise builds a fast track in your brain. It teaches your mind that English can exist without a bridge. Once you can name single objects easily, it is time to move to the second step, the internal monologue. An internal monologue is the quiet voice inside your head that talks to you all day long. Right now, that voice is talking to you in your native language. It is saying things like, "What should I eat for lunch?" Or, "I need to clean the house today." Or, "I am so tired." Your goal is to change the language of that inner voice for just 5 minutes a day. When you're cooking breakfast, talk to yourself silently in very basic English. Think to yourself, "I am cutting the bread. The water is hot. I am making tea. The tea tastes good." Notice how simple those sentences are. They are not advanced, they are not complicated, but they are entirely in English. You are taking the normal, everyday thoughts of your life and wrapping them in English packaging. If you don't know a word while doing this, do not stop to look at a dictionary. If you are cooking and you forget the word for pan, just think, "I am putting the food in the hot metal thing." Keep the flow moving. The goal is not perfect vocabulary. The goal is keeping your brain inside the English program without dropping back into translation. The more you practice this internal monologue, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, your brain will start doing it automatically. You will be walking down the street, and your mind will suddenly think, "It is a beautiful day," without you even forcing it to happen. The third step is a powerful technique called functional fluency. Many intermediate learners believe they cannot think in English because their vocabulary is too small. They say, "Sarah, how can I think in English when I only know a few hundred words?" But fluency is not about how many words you know. It's about how well you use the words you already have. Imagine you are in a restaurant in a foreign country. You want to ask for a napkin because you spilled some water, but your mind goes blank. You cannot remember the English word napkin. If you rely on translation, you will freeze, you will panic, you will stay silent. But if you use functional fluency, you think around the word. You look at the waiter and you say, "Can I have the white paper for my hands?" The waiter smiles and hands you a napkin. You did not know the exact word, but you successfully communicated the exact idea using basic words you learned in your very first month of English. That's true thinking in English. You are using the language dynamically to solve a problem, rather than searching a frozen dictionary in your head. When you stop treating English like a test, where you need the perfect answer, you give your brain the freedom to play with the language. You become flexible. You become resilient. Another major roadblock that forces you back into translation is the fear of making a mistake. When you are terrified of using the grammar wrong, you hold the sentence inside your head like a prisoner. You look at it, you check it against your native language rules, you change the structure, and only then do you let it out. This hyper-awareness kills your flow. You must understand that language is meant to be imperfect. Native speakers do not analyze their grammar before they speak. They just speak. If a native speaker says, "I should have went to the store," that's technically incorrect grammar. The correct form is should have gone. But no one stops the conversation. No one cares. The message was delivered. If native speakers allow themselves to be grammatically imperfect, you must allow yourself the same grace. When you are practicing thinking in English, let the grammar be broken. Let the verbs be wrong. Let the prepositions be messy. The priority is the speed of the connection, not the perfection of the sentence. As your brain gets used to moving quickly without translating, the grammar will naturally fix itself over time through listening. But you can't fix the grammar if you are too afraid to let the words flow in the first place. This brings us back to the power of what you are doing right now, listening to this podcast. Why is this slow listening practice so effective for changing how you think? Because when you listen to slow, clear English, your brain doesn't have to fight to keep up.
If I spoke at a normal, rapid native pace, your brain would immediately get overwhelmed. It would default back to its old habit of translating my words into your native language, just to understand me. But because I'm speaking deliberately, with space between my thoughts, your mind can process the English directly. You are understanding these concepts in English. You are not translating this podcast word for word into your native language right now. You are just understanding the ideas as they come. That means, in this exact moment, you are already thinking in English. Your brain is proving to you right now that it can process this language naturally without a middleman. Our goal is simply to take this feeling and expand it into the rest of your day. Every minute you spend listening to this clear input is like pouring water on a small seed in your mind. Slowly, that seed is growing roots. It's building a deep, solid foundation of natural English that will be ready for you whenever you open your mouth to speak. So, my friends, as we finish our conversation today, I want to give you a small challenge. For the rest of the day, whenever you look at your phone, don't just see a screen. Think the word phone. When you drink water, think the word water. When you feel tired tonight, think the word sleep. Start incredibly small. Treat your brain with patience and kindness. You are breaking a habit that you have had for your entire life. It will take time, and that is perfectly okay. Be proud of the fact that you've sat through this entire episode today. You gave your mind a beautiful, stress-free environment to grow. You are doing the real work that leads to true fluency. Thank you so much for listening and spending this quiet time with me. Keep practicing your silent thoughts, keep breathing deeply, and trust the process. I will speak to you again very soon in our next episode. Take care of yourself, and bye for now.